everybody! So you don't want to give up your favorite comfort foods, but you do want to lose weight. Wow, let me show you one of our favorite recipes for doing just that. Our creamy white chili with cream cheese. Yes, cream cheese. It makes the recipe. Let's get cooking. All right, so let's talk about the benefits of this chili. It's ready in a quick 25 minutes. It's a one-pot dinner, so cleanup's a breeze, and it's healthy. This chili packs in 23 grams of filling protein and 9 grams of fiber to keep you satisfied all evening long. So to get started, we're gonna prep all of our ingredients because this recipe does go fast. So we wanna have everything ready so we can just dump it in the pot and cook. And first up are our veggies. We need 2 stalks of celery, 5 cloves of garlic, so this is gonna add a lot of nice flavor. And then 1 whole onion. I'm gonna chop this up and just get going. I feel like celery is one of those veggies, the satisfying crunch. It's fun to chop and fun to eat. Pop this into one of my bowls over here. Comfort foods might not be the first thing you think of when it comes to weight loss, but what we do know is that restrictive dieting, where you give up your favorite foods, just doesn't work. And doesn't it sound so much better to actually eat the foods you crave than forcing yourself to eat something because you think it's healthy, but you don't really want it? I think so. On top of that, comfort foods can be healthy while still delivering that cozy creaminess that you crave. This chili, for instance, includes beans, which is a nice plant-based protein source and also provides some fiber. And this is just one recipe from our 7-day comfort food meal plan to lose weight. So there are plenty more like this one. All right, now our onion halves we're gonna cut this way. I'm gonna do one more. And then you get this nice dice. Now, veggies and those very strong onions are chopped. One more bowl is for the chicken. We're gonna chop up our chicken thighs into bite-sized pieces and add them to a separate bowl. All right, so I just diced up my chicken, and the next thing are the beans. What I have here is 2 15-ounce cans of Great Northern beans, and I have 1 cup in my measuring cup here, which I'm gonna add to this bowl. We are just gonna mash this 1 cup of beans with the back of a fork. They're really soft, so it's really easy to do. You don't have to do it all the way, but just to get the beans just a little bit mashed. And what this will do is the starches from these beans will help cream that chili up even more. So it's a win-win. It's an easy step that helps to make a nice creamy difference. Next step, I'm gonna add my whole beans to this bowl here. And I should note that when you shoot a video like this, you make a big mess in your kitchen and you use 3 times the amount of bowls and utensils you typically do when cooking. So when you go to make this recipe, know you can really just chop the ingredients, throw them in your Dutch oven, and you're good to go. Last few steps before we head to the stove. I am going to open my can of diced green chilies. You don't need to drain this can or anything. We just dump the whole thing in. If you are not a huge fan of spice, you could start with half and then give it a taste as it's cooking and add more as you like. And as for seasonings, we're gonna need some cumin and salt. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt here. We need a whole teaspoon of cumin. Okay, so now that we're all prepped and ready to go, it's time to head over to the stove and make this chili. All right, let's get this chili cooking. First up, we are going to cook the chicken in a little canola oil. So I'll add that to the pan, let that heat up for a few minutes, and then in goes the chicken. Now this is gonna cook for about 5 minutes, and then in goes the veggies, all the other good stuff. So I'm just gonna let this cook, stirring every once in a while. Okay, next are the veggies and the spices. So the onion, celery, and garlic, we're just gonna dump it right in. And then our salt and cumin also get dumped in here. You can give it a good stir, and then we will just let that cook for another 5 minutes. Now that these onions are a little bit translucent, that is my go-ahead to add the rest of the ingredients. So we have our can of green chilies. I'm gonna dump this whole thing in because I like the heat. And then we have our beans. So these are partly mashed and whole beans. All of these go in. And then last is our chicken broth. We need almost this whole container. We need 3 cups. I'm gonna pour in almost all of it. And there's 4 cups in here. Give it one more good stir. And then I'm gonna let this come to a boil. Let it heat up, cook for just a little bit. And then the very last step is we're gonna stir in the cream cheese. Alrighty, this steaming pot of chili is off the stove for this next part. And our final step, which is stirring in our cream cheese. So this is half a block of cream cheese, or 4 ounces. And you don't have to do this step, but I did cut it into cubes, which makes it just a little bit easier to melt and fold into this chili. The cream cheese is a must in this recipe. The broth is nice and thick, and it just takes the coziness of this recipe up to a new level. You can get this recipe and so many more in our 7-day meal plan on EatingWell.com. If you make this recipe, take a photo and tag me on Instagram. Happy cooking, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on Prep School.